right, Fambulem. Okay, just like I've been saying, Fambulem, a massive welcome to the TNN podcast program. Today, on the 23rd, on a Sunday, 2025, March, obviously 2025, and the time I'm inside is about 5 minutes past 8 o'clock, I believe about 3:05 to my guest. The subject matter, and one way we don't talk about. Okay, thank you. The subject matter, and one way we don't talk about a lot. But it seems like a subject matter that we know they go away specifically anytime soon. And there are reasons for this. But there are also other reasons beyond why some spectators, some observers, some analysts, and others, they opine on this issue, sometimes for substantive reasons, sometimes for selfish reasons, sometimes for malice, for and against. But the issue continues because it's an issue of justice. The question here is, when you have an issue of justice, where do you seek reprieve? Where do you seek justice? My guest today, the man we don't opine on this a lot and continue to do so. He is a democratic advocate, an activist, but sometimes people get a little bit confused as to exactly where he stands as per his opinion, the way he can express, and sometimes how he expresses them. But he's here on the platform today. It's not new to this platform. He's been away for a while, but we're happy for hosting Moamed Warisay. We get him for between, let's say, half an hour. This program is about half an hour. Moamed, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Prince, and thanks to the engineer them, whether the back end, where they make them possible for let the people and see this program. And I say hello to family and where they listen to it.
Okay. Moamed, if at any time you lose me, please just continue for talk until I join you. So,
okay.
My first fire into you may seem like an elementary question, but very rudimentary. But me feel I'm necessary because all the time when we talk about something, even as exhaustive as we don't talk about them, we still want to get to the bottom of it. Which is the question of electoral justice. One way you really don't champion a media way, I believe, say you don't gain so many fan base on this basis. So my question to you is, what's really in electoral justice? What will come about? And if we can just bring we up to speed, because we don't get much time, where we are right now with this entire exercise about electoral justice.
Thank you very much. The term electoral justice being coined after when we don't see the SLPP and the ECSL then decide for take the election. Then take the election and the people they hand by force, using the guns, using the government power, using institutions them like ECSL and other organs within government, the ONS, you name them, then use them powers and they for take the people their mandates in their hand, but take the people them power in their hand. So the person will contest the elections for the APC ticket when Dr. Samora Matthew Wilson Camara now coined the term in bid for fight for the people of Sierra Leone, in bid for fight for electoral justice for the election theft, he able to coin that term there. And we don't see that term don't go international, the world over. In fact, when you go, you look at the document where the MCC be released as to why make them not go release that money to Sierra Leone, that term electoral justice, you go find on there. So now so many documents that Sierra Leone, the tripartite documents, the agreement for national unity, all of these documents where you go there, you will find that term electoral justice. Where simply make I answer a question simple. Now, justice for the election with them thief in 2023. Now, justice for the people that with them maim, with them kill, the egregious crimes that with them commit during the 2023 elections. Now, justice for all of them, the people that with them arrest, with them lock up unlawfully, the people of Sierra Leone, especially the voters, then they ask for justice for all of them things that will happen. So now from that we get the term electoral justice.
Many thanks for that. Let's just push back on a few things or highlight some few things. In terms of this fight for electoral justice on the part of Dr. Samoa Kamara, of course, it belongs to an entity. Okay, the entity where you highlight earlier on, we push and forward for become the flag bearer, where he feel this injustice and decide for take a stand. But the stand where we take, it wasn't an individual stand. Now, on behalf or in behalf of the political entity we represent, will that be a correct characterization of the issue?
Well, it depends. It depends what in you they try for arrive at. What you may know that like they saying, he always go. The man's best servant is himself. He represents the APC ticket, but now him contest that election day for the party. Now in contest that election day, now in win the flag bearer contest na Makini where the APC be organized, and then now in contest now the APC ticket. APC now a vehicle where any individual can use for go and go contest for any position. So because it contests under the APC, I believe say it represents the APC and the membership as a whole.
Thank you very much for that. And like you say at the beginning of your answer, you don't know where I was going to, but that's exactly where you ended. So the idea here now, you know, that the vehicle where this mommy they represent, or where they can say, okay, will they put you at the head, which means that it gets an obligation to that vehicle there. The passengers them on that vehicle there. So if the passengers beginning, you know, here for have different points of views, it's necessary for let you listen to them points of views then they. But for just go straight to the point, one tweet of yours, because you've been tweeting many for which you've been winning scores and scores and scores of fans, particularly people that we believe in this objective, which is the skullduggery within. It's a specific language that you use, the skullduggery within, nor in your opinion go permit the man, you know, for be victorious in campaign, which I believe you were alleging that within the APC, the backstabbing and etc., the momentum where the campaign for electoral justice need. If this is the case, Warisay, then where is this entire campaign heading? If the vehicle, you know, the people that will be select the driver for the vehicle, say, or there's a split view between them as to you no longer can be the operator of this vehicle, where is the campaign heading?
Thank you very much. Now, just like where you get vehicle where they give you problem. The vehicle where they drive right now, if they give me problem, I go manage them for each day. Just that it go slow for me to reach who side they go. But if the vehicle not give me problem at all, what thing will happen? I they reach quicker. You understand? That's like why they drive. So if the vehicle now I'm bug, it's okay with me that the driver, sabi the road, I know side they go. I go reach quicker. So within the party, even though I know how to talk about dancing and they too much again, but for this program, like I just say, because for waiting we they talk about now, the priority of the campaign, the priority of Dr. Samoa Kamara is about peace and reconciliation for the party and the country as a whole. But I just quickly answer to that question there. The fact now that because the APC not been the executive, especially not been there fully with the driver, whether the flag bearer, now that make we find out say the fight for electoral justice it comes so slow. Otherwise, the fight for them be won.
Okay, seems like we lost Warisay there. Not sure what's going on here.
Are they with you?
Oh, okay.
You hear me?
So I just get you the part where you say the idea, yeah, that the party not seem for day together. Other than that, this fight will have been over like a long time ago. There, I believe
Yeah.
I lost you.
Yeah, so like the vehicle analogy I give, the vehicle
Yeah.
supposed for able for carry the driver, you understand? Or the driver supposed to be able to carry the vehicle with them with no fault, with no problem, with no breakdown. We for not reach low long term. Now because we been get breakdown along the line that make you find out say we reach this late. Otherwise we will not reach. I mean it's a team. In the flag bearer, in be the leader, but the fact that where they not be the work as a team, it been give a fight some challenge, I think say the whole party, everybody will attest to that say yes, there were challenges. But I think say so far, because Dr. Samara Kamara don't win that fight for electoral justice, I think say they will come now for understand and make peace within the party. They will understand and now going forward.
So, Mohamed, just for clarification on the issue, because I hear you they say a lot, where you they insinuate to the past that because they're not being. That's an implication that as at now, as we speak and going forward, there is some kind of a consensus, or at least there's some understanding between X and Y. Those that were for and those that were against, they now don't forge a path, here on which for go forward. Will that be correct?
I don't hear you.
Okay, you hear me. Oh no, I hear you. You hear me now? You hear me now?
Yes, at the area where you fade. I mean, you become fainted.
Oh, okay. So let I try one more time. From your analogy where you just give just now, stemming from the vehicle where Dr. Samora now in they drive the vehicle, but obviously was appointed by others for drive the vehicle. I hear you they say a lot regarding the past. Like there were problems between X and Y, those for and against. But as we speak now, what they understand from you is a lot of ground don't gain, a lot of mediation don't take place. So the vehicle, even though not the operate as one anymore, but there is a unison between the apprentice and the driver. Will that be the case? Is that what you're trying to say, sir?
You hear me? Why they talk so you hear me right now?
Yes, I hear you loud and clear, yeah.
Okay. So the point why they make now that because the vehicle not been work properly, the driver been strained. The driver when at the flag bearer, they been strained. But the fact say the vehicle don't begin work according to how it's supposed to work. Because the vehicle don't begin work according to how it's supposed to work, we don't reach there. We don't reach the laput and that way. You understand? Dr. Samara Kawa been face a lot of challenge because the party executive, the party structure, not been the work with them. But the fact say you don't win the fight now. Now they can make peace. They can come back together and ensure they work together as a party. I don't know if another question you ever ask me. I don't
Yes,
lose
that's
me
what. Yeah,
the connection
Naing
to the Bluetooth. Now I think that is training a little bit. That's
yeah,
for
Naing
hold on.
You hear me now?
Yes,
Am I any clear now?
give me 1 minute.
Okay, so where we say they try for adjust in hearing set Bluetooth to something.
Are you okay?
Yeah, me they hear you clear. Once you hear me clear, I know. Yeah. So whilst the young man they try for adjust in hearing set, let me just say a few things on this basis. Because we really not get time for a very important conversation of this kind. We get probably about 10-15 more minutes, and I guess so much more for push into this. So what I understand what we say is there is some kind of a unanimity now between, I mean, inside the All People's Congress. So my next question for them be, or go be, waiting at the position of the executive now as we speak. Because the executive at some point, and I'm saying this because maybe not interview the PLO on this platform. I may not interview one or two of them. And this now CDI Tunis and the other on this platform. And we get a clear indication, say the party don't move on from that position where Dr. Kamara be hold, okay, to a new position. So waiting what we say this here, if I understand them well, either they don't mend fences, so therefore that precipitates me next question, which is, what is the position of the executive, the APC executive? Because those of us that are observers on social media on all these fronts, the Yeri, waiting different. Warisay, I still hear you. I don't know why you not hearing me. I still hear you. Why there are all these different positions from different fronts? Because the APC be not come out clearly. You hear me now? Any chance?
I hear you, but from the phone. Why not get you through Bluetooth? Now the car is a big problem.
Oh dear. Okay. I don't know whether there is much I can do here because myself they use a new gadget.
Well, I need to explain something about what I say last. I don't know if you understand me properly. I don't know if you.
No, I did. I think say Warisay, I did understand you. So on the basis of me understanding, of course, you can dispute that based on me question or what you are the opine on the basis of what I hear from you. So you are saying that I think you agree with me earlier on. There's some kind of consensus. The vehicle now they run properly than they been they run before, which means that all parties to the conflict are now in some form of understanding and get one cause. If you're not hearing me, then I can just give you the go ahead for just address the few issues and I will let you go. Okay? So, my question to you straightforward is, where does the executive stand in your own opinion? Are they legitimate or are they illegitimate? Because at one point they were dismissed by followers of Dr. Kamara, believers in the maxim of electoral justice, a noble cause like I can always say. But because the party executive did not decide for take a different stand, so therefore some people then begin for label them as illegitimate. So I don't know where you stand with this. What's your view on the party executives? Okay, so there's definitely a problem with the microphone. So Warisay, you want come out and come back in. Come out, leave the studio. Leave the studio and come back in. Leave and come back. Maybe that might help. Because I think you get systems the way sort of mix up. They try for connecting to the car, audio, Bluetooth. So therefore there's a mix up. So leave and come back. Will you?
Okay, my drop and come back.
Yes, exactly.
Drop and come back.
Yes, yeah, that might help because the whole system is mixed up. So we talk to Moamed Warisay, an advocate, democratic advocate, an activist on very important and sensitive issues. Is very central to the current conversation that is ongoing in the country, politically, economically, and socially, and has got a large following base. So when he speaks, there's a lot of people who will listen. Part of the question here is it or are you speaking to people because you now waiting you want for let them hear? Because some people like in your media, I'm not accusing the young man of that. I just say the opine. You get some people on media who can decide for be controversial. Like for example, I might come up with a program today. Fatima Bio caught with boyfriend. That's not the first lady. And that will make news. That will go super viral, just the advert alone. And by the time we come to the real program, bam, it's selling like hot cake. So in other words, people do stuff because, say people will get caught up in that miasma day. And then it's a good topic, it's a good discussion, and it will attract crowd like a rotten fish. Not to say anything like that, by the way. But very interesting conversation. And where now does the executive stand it seems like what Mr. Warisay they say, if I do understand him proper, is there has been some grounds gained. Some peace has been achieved between two warring sides. Okay, it's a metaphor, no like firing or fight, you know, in a physical sense. So peace has been made. So there is a lot of people now on board, and they go towards the direction where Dr. Samora want for let this fight go. But there are many questions around that, because what this imply now is, will Dr. Kamara be sworn in as the duly elected president? On which basis? You see, the confusion around this, both legally and morally, is so much about this entire exercise that there is a major problem here, as opposed to waiting some people and the one for let we believe. This is extremely a difficult task. So we get Mohamed Warisay, an advocate, a democratic advocate. Let we try and bring and come back on, and let we see whether we can wrap up this issue with him, because he has to go. So he's
you get
back.
me now?
Me always they get you now. Me for ask you if they get me.
I'm very sorry. I did get you loud and clear.
Okay. Don't go mix up with the Bluetooth again. Let us it is. You touch too many
Yes.
buttons.
Yeah, no, now that phone that they use where they call come in. Now that's
Okay.
it happen.
Mohamed, you're too professional now for let you do them things there. I will chastise you on public platform.
No, that is
get
fine.
a heavy following. So yeah, exactly. Thank you. So I shall go no further. I will leave it to that. But
no,
anyway,
that is fine.
let me just continue the program because
the banner we put out, is at 3 o'clock, and I think say you know say we don't move 1 hour ahead. We did 1 hour ahead of Una now. We are at the 4 o'clock to
mix things up.
Yeah.
Well, I apologize to you for getting the time mixed up, and I apologize to the fan base as well. But just going to what you will say lastly is so where now does the executive stand, Mohamed? Because I don't interview, I think the PRO and the secretary, not the secretary general, another one on this platform, in which they clearly distanced themselves from Dr. Samora. They had moved on, and in fact that caused a huge conflict, within the party. So the party became more divisive. But what I don't understand you say is fences has been mended. When I don't mend fences and the party seem for they move in one direction. Yeah, go ahead.
No. I think yes. I've been suspecting. I say you understand what I say, but not to that exactly what I say. I say now that we don't get to this point, Dr. Samora Kamara and the executive then can make peace, then can reconcile and work together now, because they fight for electoral justice. They're not able to do away with them. The executive never do away with them, because now they fight for electoral justice. Now go ensure say the APC come back in power. 2028 not guarantee them. 2030 not guarantee them. No other term not guarantee them for letting come in power except the 2023 elections. You understand? When I the fight for electoral justice, I'm going to ensure say the APC can have power, and then it will work together. And that's the time to say.
So when you say so, what exactly do you mean? Because it sounds very proverbial to me. Are you saying specifically annulling the 2023? Because you've used this terminology so Okanto as the president, the current president being illegitimate, and inept, then very strong and power choked, sort of words. When you say them things and the way you say earlier, you mean annulling the 2023 elections?
They're not going to annul the 2023 elections. The 2023 elections, after when we don't get the tripartite engagement, you and me no say, Madabio, not ever able to prove to the world, to the international body, and to the people of Sierra Leone for say win the election. But Samora Kamara be proved to the world based on the results where he produced, where they discuss now the tripartite, where they analyze. Dr. Samora Kamara able to prove say he win the election. So for we they don't need for another election. They just need for give the possible win. Clearly, waiting belong to them. You understand? So we're not going into that talks about annulling the elections, not annulling the election. As far as we're concerned, I need to go beyond that. As far as we're concerned, Dr. Samora Kamara don't win the fight for electoral justice. I will have us now the only thing I know I get privilege to say. I know we say beyond that one day.
Okay, Mohamed. A lot of people will disagree with you, whilst a lot of people will agree with you. But for you know, for say on public TV or public podcast that Samora Kamara provided evidence for proof say he win the election, that's a contestable issue right there, because waiting we understand Dr. Samora produced or during then talks then day was waiting APC hard from their own stronghold, not from other places. And even the 50% was sexed up to 75%, you know, just for proof of point and put the other side on the defensive instead of the offensive. That was no conclusive proof that he won the elections, as you are sat now. And Warisay, if I can just add to this quickly, add to this quickly, you are a democratic advocate and in tandem and touch with a lot of other activists, them and etc. But everybody else, including the Carter Center, the Irish Aid, Marcella Samba, they all never came up with this conclusion that they come up with now. They all point out to a non-winner. In other words, it was, you know, probably a 50-50 or something of that kind. So this is new.
Thank you very much. Make I take time for answer this part, because I know how we confuse the people that will listen to me. Now I take time for answer this part. First of all, the 70% not only from the stronghold of the APC, it's all over. The 30% are from all of, sorry, the 70% are from all over Sierra Leone. Now then we get them data, and they were presented to the tripartite committee. Now, the people that will get the owners, will get responsibility for organize and announce elections according to the law, then fail for Duam. Then fail vehemently for Duam for follow that process day, for get the elections result, especially the disaggregated data, show the world, the whole world on the ask about the disaggregated data. Say, look at the data, now this, now in make we believe say Mother Bill win the elections by waiting and say you win and buy. In that stead, if they fail to produce the data, in that stead, Dr. Samora Kamara, through certified copies of the RRFs where ECSL been produced, not able to produce 70% of that data for sure say now the election data that they want and they, now the presidential votes that they want and they, and then certified by ECSL, where Dr. Samora Kamara don't get 57.15%, Mother the only argument we get now for proof say that data is wrong by providing an accurate disaggregated data from ECSL. ECSL, the only proof, the only guarantee we them go bring down to the people of Sierra Leone and to the world. Now for counter that data there with the disaggregated data we then get during the elections. Otherwise, we consider and say the world, the international bodies them then consider and say that Dr. Samora Kamara now win the elections. Now me for not confuse the people. And you talk about Marcella Samba say. What in them be say? Marcella Samba be say, or the organization be say, nobody not win the election, but they not give you data or thorough data like waiting Dr. Samora Kamara and in team Giwi. They not ever give them. Corner say, Mother be win the elections, but they not ever give you thorough data like waiting Dr. Samora Kamara Giwi. So who that they take? Who that they accept in the dispute? If they resolve the dispute, who that they accept? Now the person will bring can
I would take if it's a question to be answered. If it's a question to be answered, Mr. Warisay, I would take that of the observers them who are multiple, because they all then get for co-join and get special interest and motivation for wanting somebody else to win against the other. And in this case, this is not the case. Irish Aid, the EU, the US State Department, None of them came up with that conclusion. They all said that it was controversial, and they asked Mother Bill not to read the results because they need to look into it. And when we look at precedents, we know say it's just difficult for one party for sweep up, and get that particular number there. And this is not something where you're very familiar with because you've been in this elections business for a period of time.
No, you know the argument they make. Now that argument in hindsight, where we don't pass. No, that's the argument. What do they talk about now?
No, Mr. Warisay, if I can just stop you there quickly, if I can just stop. No, it's not true, not in hindsight. Part of what you could say hindsight because I talk about precedents. But I'm telling you about people who were observers. This is not hindsight. The US, we know if we go on the sites now, we go see the interpretation.
You're not giving me a chance to make a talk. What to make we go into Prince? What to make we go into the tripartite discussion? What to make we go into the dialogue? Now, for now, we'll go find out about these results. Now, for now, we'll go find out about the 2023 elections. Now, that make we go into them. Not so. So, if we go into them, ask the people and we're responsible for produce data. Then people and they say, Prince, they're not going to produce the data because it's classified. The world say no. ECSL not get no partner the law, or sorry, so they not get no sign with law where say electoral documents them will be classified. So deliberately, what do they do? They may stonewall information. They may fed for make people or not know how Madabio then claims he win the election. But now we all agree. So now we use this means for resolving disputes. Now we use this means for investigating the election results. If we don't reach that point today, they're not produce them, then the APC, through Dr. Samora Kamara, produce 70% of that data. Hey, come on, we all done do small accounting. If you not get 100%, now what you get on your hand, now you go by, now you go with. Even if now before the court of law, if they get 70% data, they get 80% data, now in they go by. You don't need for an online election day because somebody don't already win that election. The people that own for hold accountable when other part of this whole discussion, now ECSL, then simply supposed to be honest to the people of Sierra Leone, say, look at the data, look how Madabio win this election. Then we get freedom. Then we get liberty for come and can look at the data and confirm them. But this, the APC not produce them na corner. They produce them before international experts, international organization, the international community. Observers the way they mention their role, not for can't tell you say now this person win or that person win. Now for can't tell you say the data credible or not credible. And that then do. So if a party, another conflict, able to prove say then they lead by 57.something%, matter being only argument and for produce the data for counter that data. They don't.
Okay.
I mean, there should be no argument about that. Which is why you see SLPP, no one face this argument. The Mother people them, they no one face this argument, not until we don't reach now. So for we believe say Dr. Samora Kamara win the election and Dr. Samora Kamara are the elected president of Sierra Leone.
Okay, well said, Mohamed. The only issue here is now the APC now in the claim say they win the election under Dr. Samora, but there's an issue here on why. Have you ever heard Dr. Samora go make announcements saying I win? You ever hear that announcement?
You no need for make the announcement saying I win.
No. It's a question. We go come to there's a question.
But you only need for show data for say win the election, and which is what he has done.
So you can follow up the data by going to make an announcement. That's what happens. Because then they put your name and stamp on it. Not to hear say they say only in APC circles. This is the point.
Of course,
what we say you get let we make. Okay, go on.
It provides the data. It provides the data to independent international people them, experts them. We in Madabio agree say them for come and cancel to that dispute. And they're not contestant take to Usa Udeso. So as far as we concerned, we were the campaign for electoral justice. Dr. Samora Kamara and the legitimate president because no law no they will say when they conduct election as Sierra Leone, the electoral commissioner for announce any results. For go inside house and come out and say now this now in the result. The law prescribe how you announce results. If you not follow that procedure, you not follow that process,
In terms of the prescription, Warisay, in terms of the prescription, and this is a question to you because one of the things where APC hold on to is the production of the disaggregated list, polling station by polling station. Is this a law? Is it no, Warisay, hang on 1 minute. Is this a law or is it just moral or best practice, democratic best practice? Which is it?
Within a law, now that you for produce that disaggregated data and
no, can we go around now? I'm asking you whether lawful. No worry, say it.
I answer you.
Okay.
It's lawful for the electoral commissioner done with the results, produce the disaggregated data within 7 days na the National Gazette. And only for go to APC or SLDP. But when you produce them, you put it on the website or put it on the National Gazette, everybody they get opportunity for that's not the law. So if you don't follow that law, I don't know why we have to argue for Mother Joseph. I don't know why make APC but things say we don't done with this law, move ahead. No, as far as we're concerned, in fact, we don't done with that. Like I always say, we don't done with electoral justice.
This is interesting. Warisay, my question was very specific. I know they talk about waiting support for going to the Gazette. We understand that. The production of the disaggregated list, polling station by polling station, is a specific question. Is it something, where the law demands, say, the chief electoral commissioner get for produce, or is it just a standard of best practice? That's my question. I know they talk about general election results.
Now, law na Sierra Leone for say, usai una count.
Okay, you won't answer the question. You won't answer the question. No, let's move on. You have to go. Mr. Warisay, you have to go. Let's move on the same issue. On the same issue, let's agree say APC has a case. And don't get me wrong, the election was controversial. I don't believe, and let me just state this as a matter of fact, that Mother Bio won the elections. But I don't equally believe in the absence of evidence that Samora Kamara won the elections. And by waiting, we don't do all we research the way we don't dig in, don't look at everything else. We know say that there was no conclusive winner. This is where we are coming from. So we're person come out and say, well, then win, especially on that 70% production of RRF forms. No, there is a huge question mark, and I've spoken to people on the inside. But on the same issue where you talk about Warisay, why you say let's make progress smaller big. On the same issue where you talk about lawful thing, then now they talk about legality, no opinion any longer, and the publication of issues regarding the elections in a gazette within 7 days. I believe the law also say within that 7 days day, if you get issues, you for complain. In other words, file a formal complaint through the process. Is that the case before I move forward? Is that supposed to be the case, Mohamed? You don't lost me?
I don't see for lawsuit back. I think the call coming just now.
Okay, then maybe every time call come in, then maybe you have to leave and come back because they reach to the interesting part. Then maybe come out. Yeah, come out and come in again. Out and in. Yeah. Mo, come out and come in again the same way, then maybe we'll restore the line again. Out and in. Out, in. Mo, go out and then come in again. Yeah, good. So very interesting, on the issues of technicality and etc. But at least I don't declare my view on this. And this is not the first time, but very interesting, your conversation between me and Mr. Warisay. So one moment, this issue is done with. Well, it's done with certain, group or people. But with others, it still continue, and this now within the same encampment. Yes, there are issues, we need to be scrutinized. Yeah, we be there under scrutiny at the time regarding these elections, very controversial elections, very controversial production of results, failing to follow, prescribed regulations. Others, not just best practice, which have been tried for say. Okay, that there is no demand by the law that you need for do this. But if there were, or even if they were not, shouldn't there have been some representation legally? And please, I don't speak on this many times. Not give me that excuse for say, well, you know, I don't look inside me looking gun glass and mirror, the thing where they see these people and then they against we, you know, yeah, the judiciary hijack. Again, so much of that is true. But does that deter you? Down there, now they stop you from go complain go. So every Sierra Leonean now who are disadvantaged by the judiciary, by the court system, and something happens for go wrong against them, some level of injustice, they say, okay, well, I see down, you know, yeah, to God and an abbey, I left unto God and an abbey. You see the loser mentality. You see the more controversial irresponsibility. Yeah, you forget for no say. You get a host of people where they carry in your back. So it's not only about APC supporters, because all between APC supporters itself, there is this division. We watch this at play every time on social media. Every day we watch this at play. The excuse, and in fact, I hope Mohamed comes so we'll conclude this program. There were so many questions for Mohamed, but at 30 minutes or so, I've been get with Mo, because I think he gets some other program where they go attend, and it's all my fault because I get the time mixed up. Yeah, but hopefully we will host them again, and maybe we will clarify these issues. But on this platform, you know, say we go always challenge views, and we expect others for challenge with your views as well. But we can't just sit down and allow people and for have a monologue. We will bring them come for can ask them question, yeah, and we get opinions as well. But what you will try for do is back with your opinions with a level of either physical, tangible, or at least some circumstantial evidence for follow through. There is a lot, you know, you're being said here tonight. And if Mohamed not come back because probably of the other show, then maybe I will therefore end the show before I continue for, you know, yeah, register my opinion where I don't make, you know, yeah, so many times. But for the benefit of the listening audience, the 2023 elections was a very controversial elections in all shape, form, and kind. From waiting me see and hear from different people in the know, the observers, the observer missions, Irish Aid, the Carter Center, the EU, over 27 countries, ECOWAS. And these are relevant bodies that I'm talking about. Not to kuku jumuku or you conjure a rabbit from inside bag. No, I'm talking about relevance. Yeah, none of them point in that direction. But there will be an interest for one party for claim say we win, because that in itself could be a tactic, not even a strategy. I call them a tactic for put the other side on the defensive for say, well, you therefore can't defend this because I make the accusation. But these accusations cannot be made out of thin air. It has to be represented in a court of law. Now, there you they go make them relevant arguments they are. But you depended on the international community, and today, the international community not satisfied with the bio regime, but then continue for support and while they tighten other sides, hence the difficulty in the country, because they don't agree with him. But rather than allow the country for go up in smoke, then decide, say, you know what, we can put up with this, why would they go and squeeze? And I think part of the issue, now in Warisay relate to when you talk about the MCC money. But of course, because all these issues come with the benefit of good governance. In the absence of good governance, you're going to lose issues here and there because you want power, by all means necessary. So as a consequence, now the people are suffering. But the people themselves need to take note that the day of reckoning will come, because democracy doesn't come easy. If you feel that you've been cheated out of democracy, you have to stand up for it. Not allow, you know, few people and they go stand up and then gun them down, then lose their lives, and you're not able to join them in the struggle. The struggle has to be a concerted effort. If we say Marabio did not win the elections, we leadership need for make representation at the courts. All the political parties then we stand. We only the APC. And this is the anomaly where, you know, it really gets to me. Because there was something like 13, 14, 15, if not more, political parties them, although very minor. But why are they not part of this entire exercise? Are they being consulted? Why make them they come together as one force? Let me say on single digit figures, they are really not relevant. But what if you put all of them together? Are they not relevant? Don't they represent constituencies and constituents then of the country? Of course they do. So there's much more that needs to be done. Let's just see the few people that will comment, and then we close this program quickly. There's not much comment. This guy's a big come on. Yeah. So we go left on today now. Yeah? Hopefully, what we say, we go get them again on another day. And waiting people can normally say, these are the supporters, when they disagree with you. And when you challenge the view of others, you not give the guest chance for talk. That's because some of you who are making these allegations are stuck up with 1930 television, 1950, 1970, even 1980. But by the 1990s, it has become different. You can't allow a guest to just sit down and just talk, especially issues, that are controversial. And you, the host, you not challenge them on that basis. And this is all I do. I challenge them on the basis. And all we need for doing is for go back and look on the basis in which you challenge or the opinion which you register and opine on. And let's see. That's what we need to do. You cannot allow somebody for sit down. It no longer happens on TV. No way. Just watch all the legacy media. You want to watch Piers Morgan? You can go ahead. You want to watch Don Lemon? Even before he left CNN, you can go ahead. Chris Cuomo, you can go ahead. Tucker Carlson, you can go ahead. And many, many other analysts, them, anchor them, broadcasters, them, reporters, and what have you. Because that's the name of the business. You have to make the other person across the aisle uncomfortable, especially in an interview of this magnitude and significance. Other than that, maybe Nami Paddy Nice, you don't on the other side, or we idea then chime, we agree with each other. So we're not really having an interview. We are actually having a conversation. I think I will end here for tonight. But tomorrow, Una join me because this topic continues. I agree with, this electoral justice thing. Don't get me wrong. I agree. It's the approach. Now, the question marks are. Because I myself, I can always say, it's a moral quandary for me. The elections happen. There are question marks about the elections. I agree, say, no one won the election conclusively. If nobody win the election, then it's supposed to take a different form. But there are so many technicalities to this. But like I say, tomorrow, we will get two ladies. I think that the lioness from the north, with the lady named Dolly Kittel, and there's a lady appearing on the platform for the first time. The name don't slip me mind. I think her last name is Soper, S-O-P-E-R. I hope I got that correct. And the middle name is Moy, M-O-I. I've forgotten the first name. Janet or some. Janet. Yeah. And they will be right here with Imran Toure tomorrow, same time, 8 o'clock in the evening. These are things in our British television time, and we all in a Britannia or somewhere where the timeline is the same. So they won't be messed up with the timeline. So una tell Fambulem for tuning tomorrow, una self una tuning tomorrow as we talk about the same issues. And largely we know where Imran Toure also stands, okay, in terms of electoral justice and democracy as a whole. So until then, Fambulem, this has been a TNN podcast production. My name is Prince Emil Kromati, the 23rd Sunday, March 2025. Until we catch up again tomorrow, stay tuned. Thank you and goodbye.